My name is Dharma Gonzalez Ferretti, and I will be discussing the question, where do people search for additional answers? To begin, I wanted to state my view on what I will discuss here. In terms of religion, I have never been a part of a church or temple. I was raised to respect the values of each religion and to learn about each one, and I was told that when it comes to spiritual beliefs, it's my decision what I choose to do. In the end, so far I continue to not be religious, but I do believe in some sort of higher power, a force you could say. Morally, I'd like to think that I'm an ethically correct person, but then again, what does being ethical mean? To start off, I will talk about my theory of emotion and religion. I believe that one's own emotions can lead them to stray from their thoughts onto the path of religion, or really can lead someone to create a religion. For example, if you look at what are the issues that religion addresses, all relate to emotion. For example, the 10 are: the world is a frightening place, which relates to fear; nothing in the world seems permanent, which relates to worry; if humans make mistakes, which relates to fear; terrible things happen sometimes without warning, which relates to uncertainty; many people live lives of material poverty, greed; everyone dies, fear; the complexity and beauty of the world needs explaining, curiosity; left to themselves, people lack discipline, self-control, and become self-centered, which is selfishness; comfort is to be found in a like-minded community with established routines, hope; and it is often difficult to work out what is morally right thing to do. This then relates to ethics, because people look up to a higher power for comfort or hope. But if they truly depend on this higher power for support, why does this figure let suffering, chaos, and evil roam the world? Christians have a justification for fighting evil, immorality, and corruption. They say, however, the Bible makes it plain that God did not create the world in the state which it is now. Evil came as a result of the selfishness of man. The Bible tells us how evil came about, but not why God allowed it to happen. This then connects to language, because in every culture, and whatever written historical religious texts they have, what's written there plays a huge role in how the people who follow that religion interpret the world. If the Bible says that it's not God's job to end suffering in the world, then that thought of confidence will guide them. If some indigenous religious text says that their God only helps those who worship them, then that thought of fear and hope will guide their lives. Their individual languages and how these texts are written define their views on morality and ethics. This being said, this can all relate back to the ontological argument. This states that nothing can be greater than a being than which no greater can be conceived. But really, this fully depends on the extent of the power of each individual God in each culture. I personally believe that there is no all-powerful being, because that would mean that every event to ever occur, starting from the creation of the universe to every world war, is all due to the actions of some higher figure. For example, most humans who have heard of the Christian God, despite the fact that they believe in him or not, can agree that he cannot just stop wars, but a lot of people believe that praying to him can help a war come to an end. Then, in terms of science and religion, a study published in Social Neuroscience demonstrated that spiritual feelings activate the neurological reward systems of devout Mormons. The study uses an fMRI scans to show that the nucleus accumbens area associated with reward is activated when Mormons who have a strong sense of spirituality carry out religious activities. This same area is activated by love, sex, drugs, and music. Our brains had to develop the capacity to establish social communities and behaviors, which are the basis of religious societies, but religious practice in turn developed the brain. We have the ability to imagine a god, but that is only due to all of the things that we humans have experienced. People who have never heard of one of the Hindu gods, for example, won't be able to picture them, but after reading about them, their emotion towards the text and the situation can lead one's brain to develop the ability to do so. In the end, emotion can be thought of as one of the main triggers that leads to religion and religious views. When one feels fear, they will turn to a religion for comfort and for help from a higher power. But this higher power is questionable in his or her authority, because they do not stop the suffering this person is going through. Rather, it gives them a set of new views that become implanted in their brain to help mask the truth of the world.